Good morning, you guys. Today is a little bit unplanned in a way. I've been thinking about one video and I've been thinking about another video, and then this morning I thought, well, why don't I just kind of put them together? And that's what we're going to do today. It's all about skincare, what I'm doing with my skin. I want to talk about what I'm doing to promote collagen. I want to talk about, very briefly, the machinery that I'm using, kind of as an introduction, because I've been wanting to do videos on each one and give you lots of detail. Those videos are so hard for me to prep with because I'm not a doctor, but I'm reading all these medical surveys and tests and whatnot. And for me to kind of take that in and then distill it into information that I understand and that you can understand, that isn't too much, but it is more than most people give you, it's tough. And I really put it off. I mean, one of them I've been putting off for years. So I want to talk about that, and I want to talk about a couple of things that I've added into my skincare routine. So I'm going to post right here my last skincare routine. And that one kind of went crazy. Instead of telling you what I do on a daily basis, I also told you what other things that I have. And as I was talking, I thought, you know what, let's just go ahead and put this on. But I usually don't put on that much. At the same time, I think I benefit, and I think a lot of people would benefit, having more than what your basic is, in case you're a little drier than usual, or your skin is a little more tender than usual, or you feel like you really need more hydration than usual. You have those tools. But today I just want to talk about a couple of things that I've added. So, this morning, I woke up, fed the dog, blah, 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 and then I sit down and I did some of my machinery, which I'm not going to show you because they're all charging right now. But the first thing that I do that is new to my program, I've been using it since January, is the ZIIP. And I will be doing a video on the ZIIP. Today I did one program twice, the nano current, and then I did something called the works once. And oftentimes I will do that, and I'll do an EMS device that I've been using since November. And then I'll do a little bit of lymphatic. Honestly, it's better to do lymphatic first before going in with these devices, but then I have to wash my face twice because I do lymphatic with an oil cleanser, and I would have to wash that off and then do the gels, the conductor gels with the other things. I don't want to wash my face too often, so that's the order that I do it in. And then I went on with my red light. I have 3 red light devices, one for neck and neck, one for face. These are both mask-like things. And then I have a panel called Mito for mitochondria. And I will be doing a video on red light and how it encourages the development of, it facilitates collagen. Another thing that I use to facilitate collagen is I use liposomal vitamin C. I did a program on this, you guys, and I will do a video on this at some point. But Penny at Penn Smith did a video on this a couple of years ago. She found a journalist based in the UK who did this program. She stopped using everything else. They measured her collagen density. She took 3 of these a day for 3 months, measured the density again, and she had an improvement in the density of her collagen, which is a good thing. So I did it myself. And then shortly after the 3 months were over and I could bring it down to 2 a day, I decided to do a Morpheus 8. And I thought, well, if I'm going to do something like a Morpheus 8 or RF or any of that good stuff, I should continue doing this to help just be part of the building block of the whole process. And I did have a Morpheus 8, and I did have professional RF, and I also have an at-home RF, and I'll talk about both of those in another video. And then I had the Halo, so I just continue to use it, but not at the full dosage, which is 3 a day. I do 2 a day. And vitamin C is great for you in many, many ways. The whole point of the they're calling it lipospirit vitamin C, is that it doesn't digest in your stomach, it digests in your GI tract. And if it does in your GI tract, it gets into your blood system. All of it gets in your blood system. Where if you're taking a chewable, it's going to be working in your stomach, and some of it will get to your blood system, but vitamin C also can cause irritation to your stomach. So this kind of goes right past because it's in liposomes, right? And you put it in your water and do it as a shot. You're supposed to take this 15 minutes, or don't have hot water or coffee 15 minutes before or after this, because you don't want it to melt in your stomach. And that's something that I've been doing for about 3 years now. And I also do retin A and retinaldehyde. So those are the things that I'm doing for collagen production. I'm 60 years old and I am fighting father time. It is father time, right? It's not mother time. It's mother nature and father time. I think that's what it is. Now I want to talk about a couple of things I added to my skincare. Now, because I did my red light this morning, washed my face, put on the red light for 20 minutes, I feel like I could use a little hydration. If I'm just washing my face and going on with my skincare, that hydration's already there. The water that you use to wash your face, your skin kind of drinks that up. And moist skin, I love that word, absorbs other products better. My skin now hasn't been moist. I washed it, I did the red light, and I need to bring a little bit of life back, especially under my eyes. But before I go on with something for under my eyes, I just want to spray my whole face. And I'm going to try to get this under my eyes as well. I just can't see where the sprayer is. This is the primer water from Smashbox. I also use rose water and glycerin that you can get for nothing, but the spray on this particular product is beautiful. And you'll see there's a little bit of blue in here. I also put in the remnants of a Naiad product that I can't pronounce. I'll write it right here, you know, because it's a great antioxidant. And now I got some moisture, some water under here, so my poor little eyes can recover a little bit. And I'm going to go on with this very light, absorbs insanely fast, and it really helps. I have put this on in the bathroom and watched. Oh my God, it's really helping my puffiness. And that is from Dermatology. This is, I think, their only eye cream, and it is called Advanced Eye Cream. By the way, I always have a link down below. Always 20% off if you're looking for something from the Derms. Did I say Derm store? I meant Dermatology. Dermatology. It's early. It's way too early. I haven't finished my coffee. So excuse me. Okay, so I've got a little bit of misting going on, a little bit of hydration. Next, I'm going to go on with my vitamin C. And this is something else that I've changed. I don't imagine this will be a full-time change. I do about a pump and a half of this. When I first started using vitamin C, this is the vitamin C that I used. And generally speaking, I think we can all agree, the vitamin C that you see the most difference with is usually your first one, because you haven't used it before. And I had a lot of points at Sephora, and I thought, you know what, why don't I do this? The last time I ran out of my Maylove, I got this, and I've been using it for, I don't know, maybe about a month, just to change things up a little bit. It has a little bit of a thicker texture. It's not as watery, but I really do enjoy this, and I think I'm seeing a bit of a difference. Maybe I'm not, maybe it's my imagination. I want to put the C on first because it's the only active I have in the morning, and it's a very important one, you know, so I want to wet the face a little bit first so it can absorb, and then put this on before I go on with anything else, and just give it a minute or two before I go on with everything else. My skin is a little bit sensitive, and when I first bought this, I was using it at night because it was my very first vitamin C, and I used it at night, I think, once or twice a week for the first 2 weeks, and then I would start doing it once every 2 days, and I did that for a long time. At the same time, I was using a retinol product, and I've been trying to get retinol into my program for ever and ever before I finally found something I really liked, which was also by Drunk Elephant, actually. Their A Passione was the one that was my entryway into retinols, but at the time I was using something else, and I eventually got to this on one day, the retinol on another, this blah, blah, blah. And it took me maybe 6 months before I was able to use this every day. But I felt like, well, I don't want to miss the retinol, and I finally graduated to using this in the morning. But my skin is definitely sensitive. Now, I think in the talking that I've done, I'm ready to go on with the rest of the things. I want to do essences. You can buy essences that are supporting or starring certain ingredients. And you can get a couple of these really wonderful ingredients in a very absorbable form. The first one is the puke mule. You've heard me talk about this. It's wonderful for sensitive skin. It's very calming. And by the way, I usually don't do my moisturizer under my eyes first. It's just they were looking pretty horrible. Then I might go in with the Secret Key, which is a dupe for the SK2. And this has properties that lighten the skin. I can't remember what it's called, Petra. But at the same time that I'm getting these nice little ingredients in my skin, I'm also getting some hydration. And then I'll go on with my Neogen, which is Bifida, and that's very good for your skin as well. I have a video on essences where I break down what the actives are, what's good for you, and why, and what they're really called, instead of me making it up, and what specifically they do, and I will link that right here. Everything you need to know about essences. I think they're so important for every skin type, because oily skin can get dehydrated too. So, I've hydrated up on 3 of these, and I do this every day. Once in a while I'll just do one, whatever I'm feeling like, and I have plenty others to choose from, but those are my basics. This is another new thing for me, and this is the beautiful serum from Kier Weiss. I got it a couple of weeks ago, and I've used it a bit. I have been doing a lot of foundation reviews, and I didn't want to use this while I was doing those reviews because it was new in my program. So I haven't used it as much as I want to. But this is where I put it in. So there's a pipette. It's a little bit thick. It's an unusual texture, and it reminds me a little bit of this, which is also a little thick. See how slowly that's going down? It smells lovely. And it's hyaluronic acid and another product, and I cannot remember what it's called. Because I'm hydrated, it's totally easy to just swipe it on the face. And hyaluronic acid pulls moisture out of the atmosphere and brings it into your skin. But if there's no moisture in the atmosphere, it will pull moisture from your skin and bring it to the top of your skin, which is not a great effect. There is an ingredient in here, which I cannot pronounce. I'll put it right down here, you guys, that helps to seal everything in. So this is what I've done. I've done the spray because I washed my face a while ago, more than probably 40 minutes ago, so I needed to give it some moisture first. Then I put on these, and my serum, my C serum, and then I put the hyaluronic acid on. So the hyaluronic acid actually has something hydrating to pull to the surface. It's not pulling the water that's already existing in my skin. So that will be something that they're not going to be pulling out, if that makes sense. It's kind of like a sandwich, a hyaluronic sandwich. Then I go in with a moisturizer that has a watery nature to it, that is more hydrating than moisturizing, but does both. And I really love the Dermatology water cream. It looks like this. It looks like it's stiff, but it's not. And that gives some hydration on top as well. I'm definitely getting that stuff under my eyes a little bit. Now this is where I would normally go in with my eye cream, but I already have. But you know, I could do a little bit more because I don't use a lot. Little goes a long way with this. That's how little for both eyes. Because it's so light, I don't feel like, ooh, double moisturizer under the eyes. I don't think so. I really feed that skin with some hydration. And now I'm going to go in with my finishing, which is the liquid gold. So the liquid gold is ceramides, omega fatty acids, and collagen. Not collagen, something else, my brain. It's very early. Again, I'll put it right here. These are the same things that your barrier is comprised of. So it mimics your barrier and just locks in everything I've done here, which is a little bit of moisturizing and a lot of hydration. And that's what I got that's new, that I am really enjoying right now. The Drunk Elephant Vitamin C. I don't see a lot of people talking about this. It is a little bit more expensive, and again, I don't think I'm going to go back to this full time. I just wanted to switch it up, and maybe I'll do that. Maybe, twice a year, I'll switch back up to this just to boost everything up a little bit so your skin isn't so used to using the same C every day. It's a little surprised, like, what's that? The ingredients are a little bit different, and it might react a little bit differently. And this Kier Weiss beautiful serum, which is lovely. It smells really delicious, you guys. And they're clean beauty. There's lavender water in here, which is another antioxidant. So now I have 2 antioxidants going on. There's hyaluronic acid, and of course that ingredient that I can't pronounce that acts as a seal, so all that hydration is actually locked in. So all of these essences I put on first are locked in. Now, your wife suggests that you just put this on clean skin by itself and then do their oil. I don't have their oil, and honestly, at my age, I really feel like I need to layer a lot of thin things and really juice up my skin. And you guys, that's what's new in my skincare, and that's a little preview of the other machinery that I use. Videos will be coming up on LED and the EMS and the ZIIP. Again, this is early for me to be shooting. My brain's a little bit out of it, but I think the skin looks so much more alive right now than when I first sat down. I'm going to let this sink in for maybe 10 minutes. I don't want it to completely dry, but I don't want to go on with my sunscreen immediately. Maybe just 5 minutes. It depends on how my skin is absorbing it. If it feels like, wow, it's really shrinking that up, it's quite dry, then I'll go in sooner, because I don't really want to put that on dry skin either. And you guys, that's it. Thanks so much for spending some time with me. I hope I gave you some ideas, and I hope you watch some of those other videos, and I hope you come back again. Until we meet again, be safe and smart, and I'm wishing you good health.